I bought my first little property here, and I made my first wine in 2002. On the back label, I very boldly at the time stated that the Etna was the Burgundy of the Mediterranean. In 2002, that was rather a big statement. But now I think so many people refer to Etna that way. The terroir here is completely different. It's not really a geological terroir with differences that are in the subsoil or whatever. It's an infinite series of lava flows, each one different from the other, that repeatedly cover the volcanic area of the Etna and creating different soils as they flow down. And of course there's differences in altitude. This is probably the only appellation that allows for a difference of 600 meters in altitude between the lowest and the highest part of the appellation. I mean, you know, in the Chianti it's maybe 250 meters. In the Langhe it's again maybe 200 meters, not more. But 600 meters is huge. So the similarity between here and the Langhe and or Burgundy is the question that there is an enormously different amount of terroirs and of climat and of altitudes and exposures as the appellation goes around the Etna like a half moon. So it spans, you know, kilometers and kilometers and kilometers, and it has all the subtleties that Burgundy has. But it's not only that makes the two areas similar. It's also the type of wine, the character of the wine, which is the paleness of the color, for instance, or the finesse, the delicate qualities that it expresses. Very few wines of that caliber are drinkable immediately and also age well. Burgundy has that privilege, and so has Etna. You have to remember, this is an island within the island of Sicily. It's in a huge, huge volcano. The climate here, it rains 5 times as in the rest of Sicily, 5 times. And there's one little town where it rains 10 times as much, where you can't even make red wine. So, first thing is, I'm not sure if this climate is easier than the climate of Piedmont. In certain parts, I'm sure that it's more difficult. The other thing, I don't know the percentage of people that are organic here. But what everybody should understand is that until the 50s, the entire world was organic. There wasn't a choice, right? So it's not that impossible. It's not that hard. It's just not forgetting what you had learned before, or recapturing it, okay? That is the real truth of the matter. You can be organic anywhere, virtually. You have to pay sometimes a little bit of a price for it, but if you're really careful, not even that. You do when the harvest is really, really rainy, and you get rot setting in. You can't stop that in any way. Once organic working is preventive. So once you catch a cold, you can't take an aspirin, right? There's no aspirin for it. So you want to avoid the cold. mentioned, a lot of different people from different countries coming here. They're coming also from Italy now. From northern Italy, they're coming to invest here. They're from Barolo, from Tuscany. Just recently I heard a Tuscan company just bought in the other day. There's all kinds of companies coming in from all over the place, buying. Obviously there's a reason for that. You know, if you ask why, if you ask in Rome, how many columns are there in St. Peter's? Don't ask a Roman, you ask a tourist. And they'll be, you know, a Roman lives there. He breathes it. He sees it every morning. He doesn't care to count. Sometimes people from outside have a more objective view. They have the distance. They're interested in details, and they come and they take a look and they fall in love or see the potential or something of the kind. I think that's one of the reasons for so many people coming, because it's very difficult to make wine here. To make good wine is even more difficult, and then it's like this wonderful. Well, going back to the revolution, remember? There's a great movie by Gillo Pontecorvo called The Battle of Algiers. There's a moment, I can't remember exactly the words, in which these revolutionaries who were trying to, take Algiers back to the Algerians from the French. And they're on a terrace at night, and one of them says, he's all excited about the revolution, and the wiser revolutionary says, it's very, very difficult to start a revolution. It's more difficult to win a revolution. But after you've won it, then that's when the really difficult part starts, when you have to rebuild. And so here it's the same thing. You start a revolution, and then the hard things start. How to not let it fall apart, not let it, And so people come in here, they have to have an understanding, they have to want to improve what's been done. That's the important thing. People that come in, and if they come with that in mind, with that attitude, with that strength, boy, they're welcome.